Hey folks, welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. I'm your host, Mo Amir, and we're going to wrap things up on an uncomfortable note with commentary on medical assistance in dying. If you're not in the headspace for that, totally cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, we will be back next week. For the rest of us, I think this is a very important issue in this country, so let's take a moment. In 2016, Canada legalized medical assistance in dying, or MAiD, which allows adults whose death is considered reasonably foreseeable to end their suffering by consenting to physician-administered euthanasia. This exemption to Canada's criminal code allows certain healthcare professionals to be involved in ending a patient's life. Canadians with mental illness, long-term disability, or treatable conditions were not originally eligible for MAiD. But in March 2021, the legislation was amended to remove the requirement that death be reasonably foreseeable, and MAiD can now be approved on disability alone. By March 2023, MAiD can be approved on mental illness alone. But as noted by the Canadian Human Rights Commission, disability advocates, and medical professionals, MAiD is not an answer to systemic inequality. MAiD is not supposed to unburden the country from the costs of healthcare and services for vulnerable people, nor is it meant to be an option for those vulnerable people failed by our country's tattered social safety net. And yet, that's what MAiD is becoming. Whether it's the veterans pressured to consider MAiD when they sought help for post-traumatic stress, or the 61-year-old whose MAiD application was approved on the medical basis of his hearing loss, or the 42-year-old who has recordings of healthcare workers pressuring him to accept MAiD while suggesting that keeping him alive was costing too much money, or the 51-year-old who accepted MAiD not because of her chronic condition, but because of poverty and not having a place to live. These are real people, and there are many more, deprived of resources and opportunities to live meaningful lives while our country has legalized their murder as if it's the only option when death wasn't even imminent. Having enshrined the right to die with dignity, maybe it's time to support Canadians so that they can live with dignity. Folks, that's our show. Thank you so much to filmmaker Kat Jamie and my friend Tamara Taggart for their time tonight. And very special thanks to Gabrielle Peters for helping me with tonight's moment. We will be back next week right here on Check. In the meantime, if you want more, find This is VANCOLOUR on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Check Media's YouTube channel, and the Check Plus app. But for now, this is VANCOLOUR, and I'm Mo Amir telling you that in a province where you can be anything, be colorful. Peace.